Danny Couch is here for us today. He starts our show every single week. Danny Couch is there with I Love Hawaii, and I love Hawaii. And today I love having my daughter here, Julie Flynn, and love having her here.
Yay.
Big surprise yesterday as I came home, and Roy, my husband, Sakamoto, is kind of saying to me, come on outside, I want to show you something where we're going to get some plants for. I don't know what he was saying. So I came out, we're outside kind of walking around, and all of a sudden there's this car coming down the street, and I saw the car, and then all of a sudden the car is pulling in our driveway, and I see this person who ironically looks just like my daughter.
Amazing,
exactly. And it was freaky, really, because for a minute I wasn't really thinking, and then I'm realizing that it is Julie. Julie's here, but why? I don't know. It was like crazy, and she gets out of the car, and we had one of those lifetime moment hugs. It was fabulous.
And I brought my daughter.
Granddaughter
Betty's
here.
Granddaughter is here too, Alex Sherlock.
Who just graduated from UCLA. She has a master's degree. And what exactly is her degree in now, her master's?
She got a master's at UCLA in Public Health and Epidemiology, to be specific. Mm-hmm. So it's a study of infectious diseases.
Yeah, I mean, and I know she's been thrilled to be able to do that. And when she started, I mean, it was hard. And she has finished with an A+ or something.
Yep,
I mean, she's
done really well. So we're excited to be here. We surprised my mom yesterday. We pulled off the caper with my stepdad Roy, and he was in on it. And yeah, we're excited to spend the weekend with them and celebrate Mother's Day together. So it's really nice, and it's nice to be back home. I went to high school here, so...
She's a Lahainaluna girl.
Yeah,
what year did you graduate?
1982, so shout out to all the Maui moms, especially my Lahainaluna friends, and the moms of class of 1982.
Yeah.
And, just happy to be home. I was amazed at how green everything looks.
It is amazing right now, because it was so bad.
I know, you guys have had some nice rain, so, as an outsider coming back in, I haven't been here for a few months. I really noticed a difference, so that was a welcome surprise. And to see driving around the Poly to get to the west side, it was just wonderful. It was so green and lush, and what a nice time to be here in Maui.
It's spectacular, and having Alexandra here is super, super fun. I mean, it will always be special.
She's smart.
When she's here.
She's at the beach right now. So
yeah,
she's probably in Napili Bay, soaking in the rays, and she's so excited to be here too.
And she could be listening to this.
She might be.
She might be.
So I'll behave as her mom. I won't say all of her secrets.
Yeah, let's not say any secrets. But I'll say this: she graduated with A's. She was. She got a variety of awards, really.
Well, she did as an undergrad, and she just finished her program. So the official graduation is in June. So she's, real excited about this next phase in her life. And she had fun living in LA for 2 years. That was a new experience. And I would take the train up from San Diego to LA, and then she'd pick me up and we'd tool around LA. So I got to know kind of Westwood, Santa Monica, Venice Beach. She'd walk in Manhattan Beach, what kind of reminded her of San Diego. So it's been just a great experience for her, and she met lots of people, and I think she's ready to come back to San Diego. She really loves San Diego, so I'm excited for her in this next chapter, and I'm hoping that, she finds a nice position and helps our community in San Diego in this, specific, career path that she has. I think she can be really helpful to our community in as we all navigate different infectious diseases that kind of cross our paths as,
We have our own personal expert.
Yeah, we have our own personal epidemiologist in the family. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's really great. And, I was thinking, too, about when you were in college. You grew up from here at the end, and you ended up at San Diego State.
Yep.
And I don't really know for sure how you chose that, but you did choose it. And mostly I think it was a great experience.
It was wonderful. I think I chose it because my dad, my biological father, lived in Chicago, and my mom lived here in Maui with Roy. And I just looked at all the different business schools, and I thought, well, San Diego's a nice halfway point. So San Diego State has a really great business program, and they still do to this day. And I think it's a great choice for people living in the islands, and specifically Maui. It's a direct flight. The weather is very similar. We get a little bit more winter than you guys do, but it was a nice place for me to settle in. And I met my husband Dan after college, and we settled into San Diego and started a family, and we've got 3 kids and happy living there, but super happy to come home to Maui.
It's so great.
And visit my parents, and I'll probably check in with some of my friends here. So it's wonderful to be back home.
Was Dan in the military when you first met him?
He wasn't. He had already finished the military, but Dan grew up in San Diego, and he went to ASU, Arizona State University, and then ended up doing the reserve program for the Marines. And he got called up during Desert Shield and Desert Storm back in 90 and 91. So he was over in Saudi Arabia and Iraq during that time. So that's a good segue. I was just going to say, today, kind of fun fact for today, it's the 75th annual National Day of Prayer. And it's a day that encourages people of all faiths to gather in prayer for the United States with a specific focus on, taking focus on everybody, all nations, all faiths, and a real coming together. So special prayer out to all of our military, around the world, and
their families,
their families, and all the moms at home or the dads at home, and just a special shout out to them today, and know that they're in our thoughts and prayers on this National Day of Prayer.
Excellent. And you had your meeting with a group of that pray together, which is really an amazing thing. Moms in prayer.
Yeah. I do this thing every Thursday. I think we're going on 10 plus years, but I meet with these 4 ladies every Thursday. We started doing it online, over the phone, like FaceTime. We use Zoom. But there is an organization called momsinprayer.org, and they have a specific kind of format that you do, and it's we meet for about an hour, and we meet on Zoom now. And basically the format is you take the time to pray about your kids. And we prayed for our kids, especially the years middle school and high school. But we got through that. But it's a really beautiful organization, and it brings moms together. And that's a good point, Mom, to bring it up today, in this National Day of Prayer plus Mother's Day. And if any of you out there are moms and get together with a couple friends, you can pull up the information online. It's momsinprayer.org. And it's really special. And it's just a moment to, give thanks for things that are great in your life. Take a moment to pray for your kids. And then we would take a moment to pray for their teachers, and give thanks for them, and pray that he survives chemistry in high school, But
That's true.
Anyway, that's just a nice thought for everybody out there. If they're looking for a group, it's an easy one to join into, and it's great information online, momsinprayer.org.
So theoretically, you could go there and have just you, and they might refer you to a group.
Yeah.
Or you might set up your own group.
Yep, exactly. And then you can use that format. But it's been really wonderful for me. And these ladies I've been friends with for many years. And, a lot of people just do it when the kids are in school. Mm-hmm. But we're still going strong. And all of our kids, I've got one more, Alex is done now. And then my son, Mikey, he's graduating in June as well. So from the University of Washington. Shout out to the Huskies out there. Go Dogs.
And he also played soccer through his 4 years there.
Yeah, he did. He played for the Huskies, and they won the national championship this year. So go Huskies. It was a great year, and what a way for him to finish, and just a great group of people up there. But
you were at the final game, weren't you?
I was at the final game in Cary, North Carolina.
And Dan?
And Dan was there.
Dan the man Sherlock, your husband.
Exactly.
Yep.
We were all there. So, that was an exciting, it's a whirlwind. So anyway,
It's a whirlwind.
I've been praying for these kids all the way through. I've got an older son, Reagan. He's 27. He's living in Hermosa Beach and working, so he's launched. And then got Alex. She just finished up her master's. And then my son, Mikey, he's graduating from UW. So we're on the road. But
And Reagan is about to arrive here.
Yeah.
He's going to come here with his girlfriend, who I haven't met yet, or my husband hasn't.
Yep.
So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
And they're only here a limited time, but we're going to drive them crazy with dinners that they have to go to and people they have to meet.
Yeah.
But it'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be wonderful.
It will be great because he has been here. He's great about coming. You guys were here last Christmas, which for a long time we never got together on Christmas.
Yeah. You know what's cool? I got to bring this up, Mom, because you said something to me when I was younger, and it stuck with me as my kids are getting older. But, I'd have to fly and go to school and fly back, and, it was just hard. And I remember one time you just said, it just keeps getting better and better, Our relationship just keeps getting better and better. And I have to say, it is a beautiful thing being a mom, and it's true. Your relationship with your kids, it just develops, and you think, oh, I missed those days when they were babies or whatever. But you were right that
it does get better
it just
and
gets
better.
better and better.
No
And
question.
So anyway, everybody out there, hug your mom.
Hug your mom. Hug your dad,
Hug
too.
your dad.
Yeah,
hug
them
your
all.
dad. Why not? Hug
Go
your
for
dad.
hugging, yeah. Make it all happen.
Exactly. But, special weekend, and just take time for each other. And remember, when we take time for each other, it just keeps getting better and better.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
And be patient always with one another, because
sure.
there's so much that we're obviously generations apart.
Yeah.
So that you might hear your daughter or son, come up with something that you're thinking, what are they thinking?
Roll your eyes to yourself, people.
Roll your eyes to yourself and listen, and because it's not going to help any. And once you do that eye rolling or whatever it is, your look of disgust, don't do it.
Yeah. Love each other.
Love each other and listen, because at some point, maybe the following day, it will come to you why you can see why they think that. They're a different generation.
Exactly.
A different world. They already have children of their own. Whatever you're doing, or they don't have children yet, but they're going to learn. They'll learn it's not so simple. And you guys can talk it out then, but for now, have patience.
For
What is
sure.
it? Patience is a virtue. Keep it if you can. Seldom in a woman, never in a man.
Ha-ha. Sorry, dads.
Yeah.
Your day isn't until June, so it's all about the moms
It's
this
all
weekend.
about the moms this weekend. Well, we thought we might talk a little bit about Maui real estate. You grew up here part of the year and going to Lahainaluna. So you've seen Lahainaluna, or Lahaina in general, go through so many changes. And even between the last time you were here and this time, all of the rebuilding that's been done is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, not only are the grass is greener, but but the houses are going up. I definitely see a difference, and it's a really beautiful thing to see. People working together to rebuild their community. I even heard that the harbor is open in Lahaina for some boats, so that's really exciting. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing that continued rebuilding. And it's just probably healing for everybody to see that.
Yeah, it is. And I think you're right when you talk about the harbor opening and certain boats that are going out. And there's a whole community of people here that keep the harbor going and keep the boats going. And, some own the boats, some have just worked for a particular boat forever. And it really does matter. The harbor does a lot for Lahaina, for the economy of Lahaina.
Right. And then just to see the houses going up, and that those houses have families that feed the local schools, and, just to see families getting back on track, trying to, get back into a home and get situated. I'm sure it's been, 3 difficult years. It'll be the, 3-year anniversary come August. So just as I, leave and come back, it's probably harder when you live here all the time. You kind of don't really hone in on, the progress being made. But because I was here, 5 months ago, just to come back, I just see differences already, So every time I come back, I see something new and something, a new house that's being built. And so you just know a family is getting back on track, and that's really exciting.
It is important. One of the hardest things was so many people were underinsured, that lost a whole house. And it's hard for them to even be rebuilding, so there's so much going on undercover in a way that you've got to really pray that the people that have owned these houses that burned are able to rebuild and that they are able to move back in. Some people have been forced to leave the island because there's no way they can do it. They didn't have enough insurance. It's very difficult. It has been a hard time. But people are working hard. They're getting back to work. The restaurants are opening again. Front Street has not been touched, really. So that's going to take a long time and a lot of agreement. But they're saying that they're going to pull it off in the not-too-distant future to start it. So hopefully that will happen. Because that does matter for the whole economy to have Front Street open again.
Well, there's nice progress that I'm seeing, and
I think you're right.
I think that's really encouraging that we're moving in the right direction, for sure.
We're moving in the right direction.
Yep, exactly.
Schools are moving in the right direction. Kids are getting ready to graduate again.
Yeah, the lime is all, around the L, and it just looks perfectly manicured and beautiful, ready for graduation day coming up.
It'll be coming up, not that long, a couple of months. Yeah.
I still remember my graduation day.
I'll never forget
one of the most beautiful days of my life, I have to say. It was just spectacular, and I think I had lace that almost covered my eyes.
You did?
Yeah. So I think I was up to my eyes in lace, and it was just really wonderful. So I'm very proud to be a Lahainaluna graduate.
Oh, you were, and you had such great friends that came over that night, and you guys had a really great time. The school has one of the greatest graduations that I think I'll ever see anywhere. And maybe I don't see that many, but it was really an absolutely spectacular day there. Nobody gets out of that graduation without tears.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, but it was great, and your dad was here, and his wife. And
the whole crew.
Everybody was here.
It was wonderful.
It was the best. So now maybe we can sell some real estate.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, let's think about it for a minute. We've been kind of wrapped up at Kapalua for a long time, so that we do end up, with the houses at Kapalua, et cetera, West Maui, Lahainaluna Road. I mean, there's so many great properties. I very seldom have sold anything outside of West Maui. And I think Roy has at times. And, so that makes a big difference. But I kind of almost don't even think about leaving West Maui.
She's a West Side girl.
I am a West Side girl. Yeah.
It's wonderful over there, though. So I think it's, it's hard not to sell, in an area that you have spent so much time in, and it's just really beautiful.
And you love it.
Yep.
You just love it. I mean, so it really is a great spot, and hopefully the market will get better and better as time goes on. There's a lot of arguments going on at the moment about rentals and whether certain people will be able to do short-term rentals again or long-term rentals. But it's going to be hard on people for a bit until it all gets figured out, because I don't think, if somebody bought a place because they were allowed to do short-term rentals and now they can't, they've got the place all set for short-term rentals. And I don't think they're going to be able to just make a decision to switch. I mean, they may just end up not renting if they can. So it's going to be an interesting time the next year or two about what's going to happen.
We'll pray for them, too.
Let's
pray for them, that everybody, comes up with great solutions and plans to, still allow people to come and find a place to stay. And if they need, a hotel, or if they need something a little bit bigger, if they're coming with a whole family, just praying that everybody works together to come up with the right solutions. And then, people that are looking for their first home, that live here, and they're looking for an owner-occupied property, that they are able to, find what they need, and that things, especially on the west side, continue to be rebuilt so that there's lots of housing options, whether they're renting or buying, to be able to live in a beautiful community.
And there should be a lot of new product also, so that there are some things being built. There are some places that have come up for people that are just desperately looking for a long-term rental. Mm-hmm. The cost of rental is very high. But again, I think that people are hopefully going to figure this out and work together to make it, quote, livable.
Yeah.
So we've got to all give that one our thoughts and prayers, et cetera.
Yep.
We're coming down. It looks like we've got about 3 minutes left. 4 minutes, I'm told, so we've got a lot of time.
Oh, we got hours of time.
We got hours. We can talk for a long time
exactly.
with that. What else are you,
Well, I read, I don't know if we'll do a book club too. So I'm in the prayer group. I'm a Lahainaluna mom. Mom's in real estate, but I'm also in a book club on the side. We read a really good book that I just thought I'd share really quick. It's called The Small and the Mighty. It's by Sharon McMahon. And it is about, which is what I think, it's kind of timely because we're hitting our 250th anniversary for our country. It is a book that's about it's probably maybe 12 or so individuals that you don't really hear about that made a difference in the lives of Americans. And it was so funny because as I was reading it, there is a chapter on Daniel Inouye. And I didn't realize he was a war hero in the Second World War. And it was just really a great story about him that I didn't really know. So
just so you know, we did know the story.
Yeah, I probably learned it in high school, but to read it in a book, mm-hmm. and there were other people in the book that they talked about that were, educators. There was this one woman in Virginia, and she was an educator and just did so many different things to help kids. And, she probably doesn't have, a big statue about her, but it was just nice that they took the time to write about all these people in our history of America. And it was really great. So anyway,
I'm going to have to keep that book and read it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I brought it for them, so I'm going to leave my copy here.
That's good.
It was a great book.
We're now at probably the 1 minute warning. No, we still have 2 minutes, so that we're doing pretty good here. But that is a great story, and it is good for all of us to remember to pick up a book to read, because I do think it settles you in.
Yeah.
And I've been a great reader over the years, but recently it just seems I've been too busy for it or too something, and I've trying to sort out the books that I've got that I've never read, and I've got them stacked in our bedroom.
Well, it's kind of fun to pick a book right now that maybe is either historical fiction or shares a little bit about the history, of our country, as we're coming up to a big birthday on the 4th of July this year. And I just think, there's a lot to be proud of for all of us. So it's nice to kind of revisit our history and what got us here and what was good, what was bad, and how can we make it, great for all of us in the future.
And remembering always that there's two major parties here. There's all sorts of things that we have to think about, and we have to remember to be patient with everybody, and to listen to their views, even if they're not our views, because that's why America is America. And I think it is all important, so let's all remember that. And Danny Couch will come back on and just sing I Love Hawaii. Well, I can hear him in the background right now. But I think that's always been important to me, Danny Couch and I Love Hawaii.
I love Hawaii, too. Great to be back here. And happy Mother's Day to you, Mom, and happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there who make a difference in the lives of so many people.
And love your children.
Yep.
Love your mother. Love everybody. But let's make Mother's Day the greatest Mother's Day of all time. You may not be hearing this, but that's okay. Aloha.